Well, viewers, how are you getting on?
How are you getting on, lads?
Paddy and Darragh here from the Paddy and
Darragh.
Darragh Show. Just going to give you a quick warm up into what to expect from the show.
What can they expect, Paddy?
Oh, let me tell you now, lads, you are in for an absolute treat today. This girl needs no introduction, but you know what? We'll give her a quick one anyway. We'll give her a quick one anyway. Go on, you kick it off.
Well, lads, this woman needs no introduction.
She doesn't.
She has 1.2 million followers on TikTok, lads.
Exactly.
That's
right.
a fifth of the population
Fifth
of Ireland.
of this country, exactly. And
impressive.
not only is she a TikTok sensation, but she is also a YouTube influencer. Does a bit of makeup, drives McDonald's, does a few challenges like that. Yeah, she's everywhere, lad. She's everywhere.
Now, on the talk, she'll be more known for her comedic side, where she shows us her best bits of impressions and whatnot.
Exactly. That's sketches and impressions that are based off everyday life, everyday things that we can all relate to, you know, from growing up as a young individual in Ireland.
But more importantly, she's from the Rebel County, and she will be coming to you right after the title sequence. Welcome to the Paddy and Darragh Show for episode 12.
Miriam Mullins! Roll the title sequence.
It's the Darragh and Paddy Show.
Was it not?
The Paddy and Darragh Show.
I'm pretty sure we said
the Darragh and Paddy Show.
Definitely.
It's the Paddy and Darragh Show.
That's the one, alright, yeah. Miriam Mullins, you're very welcome to the Paddy and Darragh Show. How are you getting on?
I'm good, thanks. Thanks for having me.
You're more than welcome. Thanks for coming on. We're absolutely smitten.
You're welcome.
You replied to our email. We kind of just threw it out there as, you know, when you kind of just text someone and be like, you know what now, you never know. Let's just give it a go. But delighted now you got in touch, so fair play to you.
You can't beat a chat, so I said why not, you know?
Chat with a few mates, that's exactly what this is.
Yeah.
Come here, how have you been keeping? It's been such a hectic year.
No, it has. It's been hectic enough. Yeah, no, I'm really good actually now. Yeah, it's been good. The last few months I've been quite busy, but it's good, you know? Yeah.
You definitely have, absolutely indeed. Yeah, of course. Massively been busy, obviously, with TikTok and everything else. Like, so I suppose like the first question, obviously, I suppose what people wouldn't primarily know you from now would be TikTok. I mean, 1.2 million followers, I believe it is. Not too bad. Not too shabby there, really.
We're just a few off.
What are we? 400, is it? Is it even?
We're 512 today.
Yeah, it's a big milestone for us. So, I mean, that's obviously a huge feat, you know, fifth of the population of the country. So, I mean, how does that feel, first of all, to know that you've that big of a following, like?
It's actually, it doesn't feel like it at all. Like, it doesn't. But like, I suppose it kind of like happened fast for me because I've actually been doing social media for about nearly 6 years now.
Right.
Really?
Yeah. And like, it's only in the last, because I moved to America and I like completely took a break in 2019. Like, I stopped doing it for like 6 months. And then when I came back home because of COVID, I was like, oh my God, like, I don't know what to do. And I missed doing social media. Like, I was like, okay. And TikTok was the new thing. So I was like, I'll just join it, see how I get on, make a few videos. And I suppose because I kind of, like, I have an idea about like algorithms and like how to get a video out there and stuff. I kind of just used the skills that I knew from before. And I suppose that's what kind of got me out there, maybe, I don't know. But yeah, and I just uploaded as much as I could and stuff. And I suppose my videos, like at least one of my videos a day, like did quite well when I was starting off. So
I was going to say, because how often did you post? Like, you said like one a day or whatever. But because I was scrolling through, just doing a bit of research or whatever, and I kept thinking that I reached the end, and then it would like refresh another 1,500. Like, so would you know, like, how many were you kind of posting a day, or how often were you posting?
So around this time last year, I only joined TikTok March 2020. So I've just been on it now a year and 2 months kind of. And the first like 8 months I was posting 6 to 7 videos a day.
Wow.
So it was just like banging out the videos. And now I kind of focus more on quality over quantity because I think when you get to a certain point, you know, if you're banging out like 8 videos a day and like most of them are crap, people will kind of lose interest. They'd rather watch like good videos from you. So I try and plan them out better now, and you know, rather than just post on anything, you know.
Yeah, it's gas. Like I actually remember I only joined TikTok in March as well, like last March, and I remember seeing like one of your videos kind of earlier on, and I'd say you had maybe like 8,000 or so hearts or whatever, and
you're an OG.
Like 1.2 million, like to go to that is crazy.
Yeah, you're an OG, so you've been there since the start.
Been here since the beginning.
Absolutely. Sort of seen him earlier on there. He was very excited.
I was very excited.
Yeah.
It's funny, like, because And it must be funny for you as well, to go from like just being, you know, an average Joe to like loads of people recognizing you. Like how was that for you? Like all of a sudden going to the shops and like someone being like, oh my god, this is Miriam Mullins.
You must, because anyone that I've even just thrown the name about just said like, oh, like, you know, if I say, you know, girl comedy TikTok, oh, Miriam Mullins, is it? So like,
Really?
you get recognized, and how is that for you, like?
Yeah, no, it's good. Like, I mean, I love meeting people that follow me and stuff, and like, it's literally the best thing ever. But I'll be honest, like my social anxiety, like I've never in my life had social anxiety or been anxious when I go out or anything. But I've had like one or two bad experiences, like when I've been out, just stupid people like shouting at me and stuff like that. But it's just people, like you get the odd people that will take the piss. But other than that, like it is a bit overwhelming sometimes, but other times people wouldn't even, like with the mask on and stuff, some people wouldn't even recognize. But no, it's fine. Like I really don't mind it, and I love when people come up and say hello. Like that means a lot to me, you know. Yeah. But there is a few dopes out there, you know, that would do some stupid things. But I'd say it's on them.
I'd say there's a lot of dopes, Miriam, not just a few. Like, you know, trolls, they're just, honestly, I don't know what they'd be doing with their time, but to take the time out of your day to purposely try and make someone feel down, like, you've got to have something wrong with you to spend your time doing that. And I know that's something you've actually spoken out a bit about recently, is trolls. So, like, what has your experience been with trolling? And like, obviously it's hard, like, to see these things. Like, obviously you're getting positive comments, but you know, naturally, human nature, we tend to focus on the one negative one.
Exactly, yeah.
Don't
it's like anything, isn't it? Yeah, you do focus on the negatives. And obviously, like, by and large, the response, I'd say, has been like tremendous. But there's always going to be these people. So how have you kind of felt your experience with that and kind of coming through it, like?
So like I know this sounds crazy, but I've actually trained my mind to think like losers focus on winners and winners focus on winners. And I think I'm winning, like I'm happy in my life. I'm doing what I love, like my family and everything, my boyfriend, like everyone is so supportive. And my boyfriend even started doing it now as well. Like, so I just kind of,
right, yeah.
yeah, he joined the club. So I try not to think about the negativity. Like obviously if you're having a bad day and I'll go onto my DMs on Instagram, I might open a message from someone, but if it's something quite nasty, I'll just block them. Like that's just the best thing to do. You don't need that energy. And like there has, like in the past when I was starting off and I got hate, I would reply to the odd negative message because I thought that was the right thing to do, just to be like, no, I'm not going to let them walk all over me and tell me blah, blah, blah. But I think the best thing to do is just not react, because that's exactly what they want. They want a reaction. Yeah, and they just want...
Here's the thing, like these trolls, they don't actually care. Do you know what I mean? Like they're doing it for the crack. For them, it's a laugh.
Isn't it? Yeah.
I think it's just putting in your head that, okay, they actually don't think, like what they're saying isn't what they're thinking. They're just trying to get a reaction. Do you know what I mean? So I guess it's just as hard as it is, like you said yourself, if you're having a bad day, like just putting yourself in the mind or the set of mind that no, like this is just them trying to get a reaction and just trying to filter it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like we're even taught that from a young age. Like I even remember being younger, like, and my mom telling me, you know, if anyone says anything nasty in general, like you're better off just like don't even entertain it, like sink to that level, like just you know, obviously like it would be different in like maybe serious circumstances if it was continuous bullying or whatever, but it is just that general thing of rising above it. Don't sink to that level. And as Darragh says, like they're not even thinking it through. It's just a bit of entertainment for them. So I feel like at your level, like you're so far above that to even give that any thought, you know. So yeah, definitely.
And like at the end,
a great message.
Yeah, and like at the end of the day, like if there's somebody constantly trolling you, like there are laws now that you can, like there's Coco's law and stuff like that you can actually, like if it does get to a level, I mean, the best thing to do is block it out yourself. But if they keep coming back and that gets to harassment, like at the end of the day, like, you know, like I've had friends who are influencers who've had to like literally take it further and go legal about it, like because of some of the abuse they've been getting. But thankfully that has never happened to me. And I wouldn't, like, I'd only do that unless it was really, really affecting my life. It was affecting my family, you know, things like that. Like I've been followed home. I've had people come to my house and stuff like that, and those kind of things kind of get to me a little bit because this is my home. This is your private, like, you know. Yeah. But there's no harm in most of it. Like it's just kids that just want a photo or whatever. But I've had to say out like out on my stories that I just like I can't take photos outside my house and stuff, you know, because
which I think is
just
fair. Putting the negative side,
the
negative part to the side. 1.2 million followers, and you're producing comedic material, like, and I think, you know, TikTok has become such an outlet for people. Like during the pandemic, you know, you're bored, you flick through, and someone you can always rely on to give you a smile is Miriam Mullins, or you know, Carol. Is it Carol Mullen as well from 2FM?
2FM fella.
There's a Mulligan. Yeah, there's a lot of funny Irish TikTokers, and you know, they pick your spirits up if you're feeling low. So I think that's such an important thing to focus on. Remember that like you're making other people's days, and that's what it's all about.
Yeah, 100%. No, like the positivity 100% outweighs any bit of negativity. And like, I'll be honest, lads, I don't even let the negativity come in. Like if like that's a good thing about Instagram is if you can see your message requests. So even if you see it's negative, I'll just delete it. I won't even look. I'll just, you know.
Brilliant.
Yeah. And TikTok as well, you can delete negative comments as well. So sometimes, like, I do that. But you're always going to get people that are like, you're deleting comments. So I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to let negative people comment under my video. Simple as, like, you know.
Brilliant, yeah, brilliant. I suppose just like as a general question, something I was just wondering. Obviously, we talked just briefly there, like how like you've so many videos. Like, would you even know how many videos you have now, or do you just keep like? Could you put?
That's actually a good question. On TikTok, that's actually a good question. I think I might have. I can actually check for you because I actually don't know the answer.
Well, I can check. You're not going to go counting now, are you? Because we don't have.
No, I'm not. I can actually check for you there now.
2, 3, 4.
I have. Wait now a minute. Oh no, it doesn't say. It doesn't say. Oh my god, it doesn't say.
So none of us will ever know.
I'm gonna say the 600.
Yeah, crazy. So 600 videos, and all incredibly unique as well. I kind of pick, I suppose, maybe make fun of like different general, like Irish kind of maybe stereotypes, different bits and pieces. But like, where do you kind of get your inspiration for your videos to get them at that level and to have so many of them? Like, where does it come from?
So when I started off, I kind of just did things that happened to me before, or things that I just kind of use my imagination. Like if I had an argument with my mother about something stupid, like a cup of tea or something, I'd make a video about it. And I think the beauty about starting off and starting to grow your platform is you actually learn what does well with your audience.
Yeah.
And you can expand from that.
Yeah.
So my school videos did really well. Now I'm in my early 20s and gone past school, but I think it was because I've experienced school and I've experienced all the different things that happen with teachers and all that kind of thing. That I was able to portray that, you know, in a way that maybe kids in school haven't experienced yet or whatever.
Yeah.
So, or have experienced and are like, oh my God, that happens to me every day in school or whatever. You know, like silly things now, like when you're asked to move seat in class and whatever. I don't know.
It's the little things, isn't it? Though it is. But I've always found out like with anything comedy, it is like two things that are just brilliant. That work for comedy is specific and relatable. Do you know what I mean? If you can just do something really, really specific, like like I was watching even earlier on the one you did, like Irish Mammies when you're trying to study, like, you know. But there's anything like that that's so just bang on the money, and then like we can all relate to it. Like I think you can never fail with the truth, like, you know. So class.
And I suppose I actually have more of a UK audience now than I do Ireland.
Crazy,
So 60% of my audience now is UK, which is mental. So that's like over 600,000 of my followers, which is crazy. I think maybe a lot of my videos overlap to the UK, and that maybe helped grow my following as well. So I always go on to my analytics. This is even a tip for anyone maybe who's on TikTok and wants to grow. Like, genuinely study your analytics. Like, look where your locations are. So like if most of your followers are America, start doing American skits, or you know, because that'll grow even more and it'll be pushed out on that For You page. like I noticed my following in the UK was growing. So then I started doing like British videos, like Britain versus Ireland or Britain versus America. Those videos always do well. It's just studying your audience and knowing what will do well if you want to grow, you know?
Like there's that, like you nearly watch it and just think like, oh, that's very good, that's clever. But when you're like that, you don't realize, I suppose, the thought that goes into it, like studying the analytics, you know, like your target audience and tailoring towards that. You wouldn't even think that there's that much, I suppose, thought that goes into the content, but there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes as well, like, you know.
You were saying that when you started like producing online content, that was kind of something that you had skill set in and whatnot. Did you do a course or anything in marketing or research before that, was it?
Yeah, so I have a degree in creative digital media. So I was in CIT for 4 years and I did that course. So we did like editing, photography, animation, there was loads like coding. It was like a mixture of all different things.
Nice.
And I always had an interest, and I did YouTube while I was in college as well. So I've been doing YouTube for about 6 years. That's the longest platform I've been on, but I've just been kind of like, I never really put my head down with YouTube. Like I kind of just tipped away at it. I'd upload whenever I kind of felt like it. Whereas with TikTok, it's like every day I post a video. Like it's very consistent in my life, you know.
And it's so quick and easy, isn't it? Like you just flick open the app. They give you so many filters and things you can do with them. It's so accessible.
Yeah, it is. No, it is.
When you went into college to study that course, did you kind of have like a job at the end of that in mind? And has that kind of changed now due to the success you've gotten on TikTok? Like, have you kind of gone in a different direction, do you think?
To be honest, like I wanted to do acting. That's what I wanted to do growing up, because I did acting growing up and everything. And when I was in 6th year, I had an audition for the Lear in Dublin. It's like a college. It's like it's to do with, I think it's like an acting college. It's Trinity, the Lear. So I had an audition for that, but on the same day as my audition, I had I think it was my Irish oral for my leaving cert. So obviously I had to do my Irish oral and I couldn't go to the audition, so that meant I couldn't get, and I rang them and I was like, please, like this is my Irish oral, like I can't miss it. But there was no other like spots. It was either like you take the audition or you take your Irish oral, you decide. So obviously I just went for my Irish oral because I was like, I can't miss out on 50% of a result, like, do you know what I mean? So I missed out on that and I was obviously gutted. But then my second option was CIT, and like, to be honest, I feel like everything happens for a reason. Like CIT was in Cork, it's closer to where I live. I drove up and down to college every day. It was ideal, whereas I know Dublin is quite expensive to live in accommodation. I would have had to move up to Dublin and stuff. But when I went into college, I didn't really know what kind of, I knew it was something to do like media, acting, kind of along those lines. And I suppose what I do now is acting, to be honest. Like
exactly. I was going to say it, absolutely.
You know? So everything does work out. Like, I mean, when I finished college, I didn't really know what to do. And I was like, I just really want to travel. Like, I want to move away for like a few months and just see the world. And that's exactly what I did. I went to America. I lived there for a couple of months. And then when I came home, then like with COVID, I had to come home. I started doing TikTok, and I don't know, like I just feel like in a way my path kind of worked out the way it should have, or whatever, you know.
Look, absolutely, everything happens for a reason, do you know what I mean? And
I wonder now, if it wasn't COVID, like would TikTok have happened for you, or would you have just kind of like worked away, you know, like
I don't know, actually. I don't know.
I suppose now, like what do you think where do your aspirations lie kind of career wise? Like would you like to stay being like an influencer, or is there maybe something in comedy, or is there anything a specific niche that you think, or you just
I definitely would love to act in something. Like I was in myself and Tia and my boyfriend, we did a music video there a couple of weeks ago. It's actually not out yet. I think it's coming out next week for a friend of ours who's a singer. And like I enjoyed it so much, and like the cameramen and everything were like saying to me, you definitely have experience in acting. And I was like, well, I did it when I was younger and I do TikTok, so I suppose I do. But I really enjoyed it. Like I really enjoyed it. So I would love to do some sort of acting. But I'm enjoying what I'm doing at the moment. Like I do like being an influencer. I hate that word, but I do enjoy it. Like I really do. I'm hoping to bring out merch towards the end of the year, so that's kind of my focus at the moment.
Yeah.
Maybe bring out a brand,
You might
something,
send
yeah.
Darragh some merch, you know.
Absolutely.
Of course.
We're actually looking to get
Oh,
a bit of merch ourselves, so there might be a Paddy and Darragh show mug coming your way.
Yeah,
in
we'll
return
send
for
you
that
a
as
mug.
well.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
If you send us a
Brilliant,
t-shirt,
yeah.
we'll send you a mug.
100%. Yeah, it's a smashing logo. You'll love it. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Deadly stuff.
Brilliant.
That's awesome,
Listen, just on what you
Yeah.
were saying about your different skits, right?
You like this now?
Myself
You like
and
this.
Paddy were wondering if we might be able to play a little game with you. Would you be up for a game?
Yeah, of course.
Great.
She looks like she loves a good game. You know by them,
I
don't
do,
you?
I
You know
do.
by them who's up for the game.
Cork Woman's
I do.
always up for the crack. So, essentially, myself and Patrick are going to shoot you different scenarios, okay? And we want you to essentially act that scenario out like you would with one of your TikToks. Like 1 or 2 lines. Doesn't have to be like a big mad thing. Just first thing that comes to mind, 1 sentence, and see what happens, yeah?
Okay.
That sound good?
Get your
Yeah,
accent
why
face
do I
on now,
feel
just for a
nervous?
quick fire. This is literally your 6 years of work now in 1 minute, 60
Still
seconds.
enough for this
Yes.
moment. No, I'm joking.
Different scenarios. Okay,
Don't worry too much. Okay.
off you go, Dark. Kick it off.
So, I will start us off with Irish Elwyn neighbours gossiping.
Irish old neighbours gossiping, is it?
So if you could give us a little something of what that might look like.
Well, I was looking at your one across the road there now the other day, cutting her grass, right? Sorry.
Cutting the grass.
and she was missing the middle part and the
Look, you had
You
the mannerisms on point.
Yeah, it was
you had the
bang on.
mannerisms on point.
See, this is all the prep now. Like, you're missing the prep, but no, you're doing great.
Yeah.
Okay, so my one now, I was wondering if you could give us a little taster of a year head giving out to a first year student in school.
Right, okay. Right, Sarah, you're in secondary school now, okay? You're not in primary school anymore, so you cannot be doing childish things like this, okay? So if you spill your water all the ways down the stairs, somebody is going to slip and fall. You can't just leave it there. You need to tell someone, okay?
You know, I just got PTSD to my first week
I
in
remember
secondary
well.
school.
Yeah, I did exactly that.
Yeah.
In 6th year, I'd say you did it.
Off you
as
go,
well.
man.
All right, my next one is Irish mammy when she hears that one of the neighbours have passed away.
Okay. All right, Sarah, I have something to tell you now, okay? Margaret's cousin's friend's sister's brother, who's also our neighbour, right, Martin, unfortunately, he passed away this morning. And right now, I don't know exactly what happened, but I heard it was something to do with a car, a dog, and some sort of bike or something. Now, I don't know, but I know Martin was in the car right now. The bike and the dog are fine, but Martin obviously isn't fine.
Very good.
Oh, this is great. I'm loving this. Okay.
Yeah, this is really
Yeah,
enjoyable.
this is great. I feel like I'm a front row seat now to a concert. All right. So my second one then is so you're just yourself, and it's the morning after the night before. You can't remember too much. It was a very hazy night, discussing the previous night's antics on the garden.
Oh, lads, my liver now this morning. I don't know how I'm going to get through the day. Yeah, so a bit of a hectic night last night. I started with Jameson, ended up on the Smirnoff, and then somehow Jaeger bombs came into the picture. After that, I don't remember anything. And yeah, now I'm here in bed. Don't know how I got home, but seems to be a successful night. You know, when you black out drunk, you know it's a good night.
Very good, very good.
Absolutely is.
And my last one for you is angry GAA coach at half time of a terrible match.
Okay. Right, lads, this is an absolute disgrace, carnage of a game now, I must say, right? The midfields aren't even in midfields, they're down at the backs, while the forwards are trying to score. Midfields need to go up to the forwards, right, and help them, lads, right? Martin, I don't know what happened to you there, corner back. Well, it's more like corner forward you are, right? Because you're supposed to stay down there and defend, but you're not defending. You're trying to kick the ball over the bar. What are you trying to do? Score!
That definitely came from a personal experience. That was way too specific.
I can feel the disappointment. Do you know what? I could nearly do a whole show with this. Now, I wish we had more. My last one for you, Miriam, is an Irish mammy driving her teenage daughter to an underage disco.
Okay. Right, Megan. Okay, now I know this is your first teenage disco, right? But I don't want you to come home with the smell of drink off you, because I know from your brother, right? I've experienced that. And if you come home with the smell of drink off you, right? If I see you around any boys or anything like that, you will never again be going to a disco. All right? I've had too many bad experiences now with your brother.
Very good.
Very true.
Fair play, Miriam. That was brilliant.
I enjoyed that. Thanks.
You and Zoe had a great time.
You can wipe the sweat away now, do you know?
I know, yeah.
Breathe.
I know.
No, that was class.
No, you're definitely a natural anyway. Yeah, definitely a natural. So fair play to you there. Lovely.
Well, I think that brings us on to our first official segment of the Paddy and Darragh show.
So we're about to get very real now.
Very real.
You know, because that was a bit of fun and games. But this segment, we dimmed the lights. If we had lights to dim, the lights would be dimmed.
Honesty.
And this is.
We're gonna hit the team.
We're gonna hit that thing.
Honesty is the best policy. Let's hope it doesn't get sour in honesty hour.
So this is honesty hour in about 5 minutes, but
never is. Basically, it's called honesty hour in 5 minutes. That's the name of the game. Normally takes 12 to maybe 14 minutes. Okay. Well, basically, how this works, Miriam, is myself and Darragh have both prepared a question that we will ask our guest, which is obviously you, and the other person. Okay, so and this we have to answer completely honestly, and we're just gonna get real for a hot second. Darragh, would you like to kick us off?
I'll kick us off nicely.
Do.
So mine is actually more lighthearted honesty hour. Usually I go for a serious one.
Well, I'll bring the tone right there. Don't worry about that.
I actually, Patrick, you can answer this if you wish, but I feel like it's more tailored towards Miriam.
Okay. That's okay.
I want you to tell us about the funniest interaction that you've had with a fan
of so many,
of some shape or form.
The funniest interaction I've had. Okay. So I was, where was I again? I can't remember. Okay, I don't know why I found this funny, but sometimes when people cry, it makes me laugh. Like do you know when you're like, when somebody's upset and you're like trying to like not, but it's not like you're not meaning to laugh. It's just because it's like an awkward kind of. Yeah. So this little girl came up to me, or her mother came up to me actually and was like, my daughter's over there. Like she really like adores you. She's 10 and she'd love a photo with you. And I was like, okay, yeah, no problem. And I went over and she was like, like all this, like roaring, crying, like, and I was like to the mother, like, is she okay? Like, you know, she's like, oh, she just really wants to meet you. Like, she's just upset with happiness, like she's crying with happiness. And it was just so awkward, like, and I was I took a photo with her and like her mother sent me the photo and the child's like this.
Red tears streaming down her face, like
scream, like up. I was like to the mother, like is she crying because of me? Or and she's like, her mom was like, yeah, like she adores you. And I was like, oh my god, like I couldn't stop laughing at her. But I was like trying to make it like light-hearted, you know,
the perfect mix.
Yeah.
Hopefully that was when she was crying, and the mother wasn't like, oh, there's Miriam Mullins, and the kid was like, I really, don't like Miriam Mullins.
Yeah.
And she's just crying, does not want to be there. I'm sure it was the former though.
It's like when you're in Disneyland and your mom, when you're younger, and your mom and dad made you get a picture with one of those dudes.
And sometimes you just don't want the picture.
No, I never wanted.
I was in Disneyland Paris as a very young child, and there was a fella, I think he was dressed as Donald Duck, still remember to this day, and I remember like he was going over like shaking people's hands, but the grip, Jesus Christ, fuck me, nearly broke my hand off. I started crying, like, and Mum had to go over and give out to him. It's very funny, like, you look back, that Mum was really just
giving out to Donald Duck.
Letting Donald Duck have it, like, you know what I mean?
You actually just gave me a TikTok idea there.
You're more than welcome to use it.
You just have to tag it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We have copyright.
But great to be inspiration. So that's just for me. I obviously have less fans, right?
But we actually do have one or two tales.
We have a few tales. What have you a tale in mind? Because I was just thinking, I do a few like summer camps as well, like, you know. So I just remember like when I was doing this summer camp,
Star camp,
yeah. Just a lot of the kids would kind of like, because I'd live locally and I do the camp locally, and I'd be going, I don't know, it's fans really, but you're recognised by, and it's different for kids, isn't it? When he recognises you. It's different than when like an adult recognizes. There's a bit more admiration there, isn't there?
Dad!
Yeah, it's the same with teachers. Like one of my friends is a primary school teacher, and I was with my friend, she's a primary school teacher, and one of her she teaches junior infants, and one of them was like, Miss! Like in the middle of Super Value, like this, and my friend was like, oh, because like to the little kids, like the teachers are like their idols, like, you know?
It's very
same as that.
Just a quick story I have is me and Patrick did our transition year at School Musical. We did Rock of Ages.
Stacey Jacks.
And I was Drew Bowley. Wolfgang von Kult. It was great crack.
Don't even get us started.
But anyway, one of our friends, Anya, her little sister, came to see it with her mom and dad. And I think she was only 7 at the time. But she just... like she thought like after seeing us on the stage that like, oh my god, like this is Darragh and Patrick, like they're actually really famous. And she saw us one day, do you remember? She was with Anya, and she literally started crying. It was like what you were saying, Miriam. She just started crying, and she was like, oh my god, it's Stacey Jackson, Drew. And we were like, hello.
I think I got a call from the mom actually to do her birthday party. Yeah, she wanted to come before.
We were gonna come and say hello for a birthday party
in costume. Just give it a bit of don't stop.
That is hilarious.
Don't stop. Just for you.
They're our first fan.
Yeah, brilliant.
Probably our last.
Brilliant. Yeah. Okay. So my question now, and I'll open up to the floor.
All right.
Okay? I think what everyone is doing here, career-wise, it could be described as quite noble in ways. You know, you're doing a service to society, to people. Like, you know, I basically want to know, because I feel like for everyone, the types of jobs that you're kind of going into, it's not your kind of typical wake up, you know, I just need this to pay the bills, you know.
Yeah.
So I kind of want to know, what is the motive, the purpose, or the driving force behind what you have chosen as a career? What is the reason behind that just gets you? Why do you do what you do? Why?
Patrick likes to take 10 minutes to actually just ask a really basic question.
I do what you do, but I just like to
add a few minutes,
add a few layers to it.
I suppose for me, honestly, because I enjoy it. Like this time last year, I was making TikToks and I wasn't making any money out of it. So, like, I think people look at influencers and say, oh, they only do it for the money. But like, I've been doing this 6 years, and it's only in the last 6 months that this has become my job. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I genuinely just love it. Like, it actually makes me happy, and it's gotten me out of like if I didn't wake up every day and plan out these videos and make these videos, like, I don't know what the hell I'd be doing, to be honest. And I just really enjoy it. And
great.
Yeah, I don't know.
And it's amazing.
I love working.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, just like we were talking to our guest last week, you know, Rachel Cousins, about just that kind of silver lining. Everything happens for a reason again, that we alluded to earlier on. And like, you probably wouldn't have as much free time to put into it, like, and to kind of discover how much of a passion you do have for it if it wasn't for COVID. So yeah, brilliant. Yeah. And it's amazing that you get to do it. Like, so it is your full-time job at the moment. Like, it's amazing that your passion can become that, like, you know.
For sure.
Deadly.
Yeah.
Have you an answer?
Yeah, I have an answer. So I'm a student radiographer at the moment. And I guess, like, the reason that I went into a healthcare related job was just there's just something that I've always gravitated towards, like, helping people. Like, I always just like to care for someone, make someone feel better. Like, even if someone's just feeling low, I like to be the person to put my arm around them, ask them what's wrong. Do you know, or if there was ever someone made at a party who had a few too many Jaeger bombs, I'd have no problem, you know, rubbing their back or holding their hair back as they got sick. I feel like I'm just naturally a bit of I have a caring nature. So that's just kind of why I gravitated towards it. And then I have interest in technology as well. So it's kind of mixing caring, the technology, and then also my interest in, like, medicine and biology, stuff like that. So it just kind of puts it all together.
All the medical fields, exactly. Brilliant. I suppose for me, then, just quickly
teaching,
primary teacher. I'm doing primary teaching as well. Like, I'm thinking now, I don't know, would this balance well now? If the kids find the Paddy and Darragh side, might be taking it seriously in the job, but it is that, though, isn't it? Just, you know, it's a bit of everything as a job, you know, like, you're teaching everything, but you're so much more than just teaching subjects. It's being, I suppose, the kind of role model element of it too, you know, and just being that that kind of person that people look up to and making a difference, making a change.
Very good.
Yeah.
Change. Anyway,
Tune.
Time
brilliant. It's a great one. It's a great number. It's a great number.
I love a bit of Bowie. Love a bit of Bowie. Are you a Bowie fan, Miriam?
I would be, yeah. I would be. I wouldn't. I love like older songs, like 80s and 90s music.
Really?
Yeah.
80s and 90s is
Who be your 80s picks? I love the 80s as well.
I love Michael Jackson.
Of course.
I love his music. I love the Bee Gees.
Oh, nice. Going discos.
Yeah, bit of Night Fever, and you know, I'm just trying to think now. Who else do I like? Yeah, they're the kind of two really that Bob Marley. I love Bob Marley as well.
Love a bit of Bob.
What a guy.
Absolutely. I just on Bob Marley very briefly because I'm conscious now of the waffle that we sometimes do. But this is just a funny. Like, do you remember when we were in a car? One of our mates was. You know, he got his. I know he had his license a bit, but it was me, this lad who's driving.
Just got his driver's license.
There's a group of 5 of us, like, and we were just driving around like you say. He had just got his license, and we decided to put on a bit of Bob Marley. And now I think the track he selected was it Buffalo Soldier.
Yeah.
It's about 5 to 6 minutes. It's a long number.
At least 7 probably.
And we were cruising up and we were going into his driveway and he was determined now not to pull into his driveway until the song came to an end. So he just slowed right the way down.
My God.
But I'd say it just looked fairly bad from neighbours. You know, the windows down, Bob Marley
playing.
Super slow speed, lads just chilled out. Cruising.
Yeah.
Very funny moment. I remember laughing a lot at that moment.
We were about to get into the driveway, but the song wasn't over, so we reversed.
He started reversing it all.
And then he did it again.
Yeah.
Anyway, pointless rambling, but you look.
That's gas.
It's all funny.
Look, Miriam, we're gonna play another game with you
because
we love games. We do
Absolutely.
love
Let's
So,
bring it back.
This one is gonna test your movie trivia.
Movie trivia.
Are you a fan of the cinema?
Yeah.
This ties in very well, and of course, Miriam, that we did know that your true passion lied in acting, and that is why we prepared this game. So that is absolutely why this game is in the show today. Each of us, brilliant. I think we have 3 movie quotes each.
I have 4.
Yes, 4. I might make one up on the spot. Who knows? Oh no, I have 4 though. Sorry, I do have 4. We each have 4 movie quotes, Miriam. We're going to read them out in a nice, slow, clear voice, and we'll see.
Okay.
Sorry, so it's 1 point if you can guess the movie, 2 points if you can guess the character. How's that sound?
Good, yeah. Let's do it.
Yeah. So, right, your first quote. I'm gonna make him an offer he can't refuse.
I'm gonna make him an offer. Can't refuse.
Okay, I actually don't know, but I'm going to say Pretty Woman.
No, unfortunately not. It was The Godfather.
Okay, I've never seen The Godfather, so.
Okay, you're forgiven.
Now, this one, Miriam, it's one of my favourite films of all time. The quote is, "Fly home, buddy. I work alone."
No idea.
No clue at all. Give you a clue. It's an animated film.
Even I don't know what it is.
I didn't know your one either.
Is it an older animated film?
Yeah, probably late 90s. There was recently a sequel.
Lion King.
Not quite. Fly home. Now, who can?
I'm puzzled.
Okay, it's actually from The Incredibles.
Oh.
Mr. Incredible said it's the little fella in the car.
That's right.
Fly home, buddy. I work alone.
I do remember
there
that.
You go. Okay, so no point. Nil points. So I really hope you guessed it, Miriam, because we've discovered a lovely ping sound on Anchor FM. We'd love to throw in. Yeah. So let's hope she gets a few more.
Few pings.
I know.
Okay. I'm big and you're small. I'm right and you're wrong.
Oh, what's that? Jesus.
God, I'm going to get 0 points. This. Okay. I'm big, you're small. I'm right, you're wrong. Is it?
Yeah. The tone I said it in is a children's movie, also a book.
Okay. The first thing that came to mind was Cheaper by the Dozen, but I'd say not.
Oh, Cheaper by the Dozen, that's gas. I haven't seen that movie in ages. Unfortunately, it isn't.
Man.
It is actually Matilda, and that was Miss Trunchbull.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Very
I should
good.
have gotten that one.
So my next one now, it's another one of my all-time favourites, is I believe that the children are the future. It's a song quote, but it was in a film.
Yeah. I believe the children are the future. Teach them well and let them. Yeah, I know the song, but
Miriam
don't
sings
know
with
the
me on
movie.
Paddy and Darragh.
I don't know the movie.
Don't know the movie at all.
Bodyguard, because Whitney Houston sings it.
It's nothing to do with Houston. Jack Black stars in it.
Oh, is it School of Rock?
It is School of Rock. I'll give it a dig.
Is it?
Action. He says in the staff room that those are his teaching methods. And then another lad says, isn't that a song? And he says, no.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so my next one is, my mama says that life's like a box of chocolates.
Forrest Gump.
Yay!
Yeah.
Okay. My next one is, it's called a Royale with cheese.
Oh my god, I know this.
Oh, if you don't get it, Miriam,
one of the
I'm
best
actually gonna
movies
cry.
ever made.
Oh my god. Okay, this is going to annoy me so much if I don't get it.
Call it a Royale with cheese.
Stuart Little?
Oh,
my
couldn't be
God,
further away.
I don't think it could be. Well, will we just give her a little hint, because I don't know if I can even
Maybe,
accept that.
maybe
Oh my God.
Stuart Little was made for like over 18s, maybe.
Samuel L. Jackson stars, as does he's also
Why did I forget
John-
his name? John Travolta.
John Travolta. It's about 9 hours.
The movie.
What?
The movie's 9 hours. No,
About 9 hours, and it's about everything and nothing at the same time.
Okay, well, I'm just going to think like Saturday Night Fever because.
No. Pulp Fiction.
Pulp Fiction, Miriam.
Oh yeah, okay. I've actually never seen Pulp Fiction.
Oh,
Give it a watch.
you need
Do you
to
know
watch
what?
Pulp
I
Fiction.
saw it for the first time during like the first lockdown, and it is honestly extraordinary. It's brilliant.
Brilliant movie, yeah.
Stuart Little. Sorry.
No, you're grand, you're grand. Look, it's a challenge, And see, my last one is the hardest. You're either gonna notice it straight away or not have a clue.
Okay.
Love as powerful as your mother's was for you. It leaves its own mark.
No idea.
It's hard. That was Albus Dumbledore
My
in
God.
Harry Potter.
My God, Dara.
What?
That's a very tricky one.
Leaves a mark, a scar. No.
Shakespearean.
Apologies.
Apologies, son. And my one, okay, is just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. Swimming.
Nemo, finding
Absolutely. Ding, ding,
Very
ding.
Yay!
And first, for a bonus point, you know who says that quote?
Nemo. Just keep swimming.
Yeah.
It's neat. It's the blue fish, isn't it?
It is the blue fish. What's your name?
Oh, lads, come on! I know
Mary,
this.
you're making a show yourself.
Come on now. She's voiced by another chat show host.
Christina Aguilera, right?
Oh, Christina Aguilera.
Ellen
Is it
DeGeneres.
Not at all. Ellen DeGeneres.
Oh, does Ellen do the voice?
Dory.
That was Dory.
Dory. Yeah, that's the one.
You have
We'll
to
give you the 1 point.
You have to brush up on your movies, Miriam. I'm
Absolutely,
telling you now.
Mary.
I know. I thought I'd do better now.
No, well done. Fair play.
Do you know, I wouldn't mind living in a world where Christina Aguilera played Dory, and quotes from Pulp Fiction are actually Stuart Little.
It's true.
What a world that would be to live in.
I'd kind of like to see
Yeah.
Pulp Fiction, but the characters from Stuart Little are actually playing.
Could you
yeah.
imagine that?
Yeah.
There have been references in like The Simpsons and all, but yeah,
That's right,
that'd
yeah.
be great. Yeah. Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, that brings us to our final segment of the Paddy and Darragh show. We do it every week, and the time has actually flown in,
man. I haven't even looked at the clock once. I don't want to know what time it is. Don't want to know.
I won't tell you.
Don't know. But we're not too short early with this.
Well, who knows? Well, we can have a little chat at the end.
We always can, of course we can. So this bit of the show now, Miriam, it's a very dramatic thing. We like to let the moment linger, you know, keep the audience waiting for the big introduction. We like to get close to the mic as well.
We
do a
take a
little
deep breath.
inhalation.
I'm going to look into the camera.
Okay. Oh, that one. No, that one this time. Okay.
That one, yeah.
Okay.
Lads, it's time for the slate. It's the weekly review. There's like a team song.
There's a whole thing there, bells and whistles and all.
Lads, it's that time of the
Brilliant.
week where we get things off our chest, where we talk about what's optimistic for the future, and we share,
pessimistic about the past.
and we talk about our whimsical moments within the week. It is the one and only weekly review, and we're going to start us off with the slate. Paddy, do you want to tell us what the slate is?
I'll tell you now what the slate is. The slate is you put on the slate something or someone that you just need to get rid of, you know, something that's bringing you down, you're not having any of it, and you're like, you know what, I want to put it on the slate, let it burn and let the ashes fly off into the atmosphere, never to be seen again.
Well, there you
Miriam, is there anything you'd like to put on this metaphorical slate today?
To get rid of.
Something you're
negative.
I'm
wanna
not.
get rid
This
of.
happened this week. No, not for me. Bad vibes.
Let me think now a minute. My car is having problems, so put that on the negative side.
Yeah, car
My
having-
dad's on. My dad's like, you need to get a new car. Like your car is like on the way out. Like, and I'm just like, no, I love my car. Like I love my car to bits, but I know in the back of my mind at some point I'll have to, you know.
I feel like, I'll be honest here now, I feel like you might be the kind of person that has named their car. Does your car have a name?
Of course, yeah. Audrey
I
after
just
Audrey
got those
Hepburn.
vibes. What's the name?
Yeah, Audrey after Audrey Hepburn.
Ah, very good.
Yeah.
And is it an Audi?
yeah. No, it's a cream mini, a Mini Cooper.
Oh, lovely.
Audrey the Audi.
Yeah.
Audrey the Audi.
Audrey the cream mini.
Yeah.
Audrey Hepburn, very
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
I'm going to put grey hairs on the
Okay,
slate
yeah.
because I don't know about you guys, but I'm not sure if you're supposed to start going grey when you're 16. So I had my first grey hair when I was 16, and they're slowly but surely multiplying.
Yeah.
And the whole
It's the
side
stress,
of my
man.
head has a lot of grey hairs at the moment.
That's the COVID living like.
It's COVID living.
Oh,
we had
to
sixth
make
year,
the
we
hairs
had
grey.
college. It's all been one thing after another. So I've recently bought these this amla.
Oh, yeah.
Indian gooseberry root.
You've taken action.
I've taken action.
Good
So
man.
supposedly this is a ancient like Indian medicinal herbal treatment that they used to do in India for treating grey hairs, and it's supposed to be a bit like, you know, acai berries. It's supposed to be
Yeah.
kind of the same vibe, except apparently it's 15 times more effective in terms of its antioxidants and stuff. So supposedly it's supposed to reverse aging. So we're going to see how the grey hairs fare out. I'll let you know if it works, and we'll see what happens.
I'm telling you now, every week I become more educated by this man right here, because I did not know anything. I did not know about that at all. I feel like with the grey hairs, you know, when we went to the college, those grey hairs might have been going brown again, and then as soon as COVID came,
They
it
just
was,
went
it was just grey.
straight grey again.
I tell you what I'm putting on the slate, lads, and it is going to be the lack of ink cartridges in the neighbourhood, right?
So last year was milk cartridges, but now it's ink
Now it's
cartridges.
ink cartridges, exactly, yes. There's a theme here. I was trying to print something for college there earlier on in the week, and I couldn't because I was out of ink. So this isn't going to be, I realised that rhymes. The whole thing is not, I didn't write a poem about this. I probably should have now. I'll print that next time. I was just going to print something, and there was no ink. I was like, all right, I have no inks. I'm sure someone will. Text a few of the lads. Have you got working printers? Yes, working printer, absolutely. However, no ink. No worries about it. That's fine. No worries at all. Go to my neighbour. Knock, 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 knock. Working printer. Do you know what? I don't actually have a working printer. Had the same problem during the week. Just no one had fucking
I
ink,
have a
lads.
working printer with lots
With-
of ink. You never asked me.
I didn't have. I just thought, do you know what? I just thought, if a bit of a walk, I tried to go with the local houses. I
you
got there in
lazy
the end.
shite.
I got there in the end. But and we couldn't get them. Like, Tesco were all sold out. Like gold dust. Like gold
There's
dust.
nothing worse. Like, there's actually nothing worse.
The
Yeah.
lack and shortage of ink cartridges in the neighbourhood.
But you know what? I feel like there's never any ink in anyone's printer. Do you know, like
Okay.
there's never ink in
Yeah, so
anyone's
you don't think
printer.
this is a new thing then?
I think it's actually life is a simulation, because have you ever actually seen someone who actually had ink?
I've never gone looking before this week.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, that brings us to good vibrations. So something optimistic, something cool, something
Yeah.
groovy.
And the
There's
reason we're
little
dancing,
jingles in the
Miriam, is because
background.
there will be a little lovely little summer listening when this is on. Feel free to join us.
We
Feel
can't
free to come on
hear
our
us.
rhythm. It's not on yet, but it will be when it's aired. So we like to preempt.
Yeah, so
Brilliant.
something optimistic.
This
Something
way-
optimistic.
We wanted to use a little number, but we couldn't for copyright reasons.
We
but
did,
we had
yeah.
a little- I think it's a great moment.
It is named after one of the greatest bands of all time's hit single, Good Vibrations by the Beach Boys.
The Beach Boys.
But Miriam, do you want to tell us what's showing you good vibrations?
Something good. What are you happy about?
I'm going to Penny's tomorrow morning to go
Hey.
shopping. I got an appointment. I'm so excited. Yeah, that's my
Time
good
is it at
vibration.
4 o'clock in the morning or something?
It's disgusting time. It's 7 a.m.
And will you be in the queue for 7 a.m? Will you be camping in there the night before?
You see,
Tonight?
I queued online for an hour, but my Wi-Fi at home like isn't great unless I go off my hotspot. And I couldn't go on my hotspot because I had a phone call. So I was like hoping that the Wi-Fi would be good enough. Apparently with that, you have to have good Wi-Fi to get an appointment. So I didn't get one, and I put it up on my story, and someone replied to me saying I have one for 7 a.m. on Saturday, and I was like, look, I'll just take it, you know.
For pennies now. Appointments for pennies.
Appointments for pennies.
Wow.
I'm not going to lie, you
Yeah.
wouldn't catch me dead getting up at 7 o'clock in the morning for an appointment in Pennies. I do love Pennies though. I am a big fan. Fan.
Yeah.
Can you buy me something and I'll just throw you a tenner? I'll rev you.
No problem. Yeah,
Just
no bother.
hop on the out there.
Yeah. For sure.
Yes, well, that's about it, Miriam. And again, very relatable. My one is actually quite wholesome. It's a wholesome content, lads. My lovely granny, she's in a nursing home. Granny Deirdre, we love her very much.
She's a wee sweetheart.
A big part of all of our hearts. And the nursing home, only this week now, the particular nursing home that she's in, has started allowing visitors to come back in. So I was able to actually see my granny in the flesh, give her a nice hug, have the chats. For the first time this week in over a year, which is mad. It doesn't feel like it has been that long at all, but it's been all window visits up until now. So Deirdre, if you're listening, we'll break the fourth wall and we'll give you a little hello. Deirdre, how are you getting on?
Hey Deirdre.
Well, it's your favourite. It's your favourite two lads on the big screen.
Yeah.
The nurse.
I want to give her a little hug as well.
The nursing home that's like near my, like there's a few nursing homes around where I live, but one that's like in my local town or whatever, they had Christmas Day last week, so people's families could come in and they actually had like Christmas tree and everything, because obviously they were in the nursing home during Christmas and stuff. So yeah, it was lovely, I'd say. Great idea. But everyone.
Like do you have a Christmas Day in your or when you were in college, was there a Christmas Day? Because it's a big thing in Dublin now, like Christmas Day.
Let's say.
Yeah, Whitmas was bigger for us, so Waterford,
Whitmas,
Whitmas, yeah.
What's the W?
In Waterford. Yeah, for Waterford, yeah. So all the Cork people used to go to Waterford for the Whitmas, so the Waterford Christmas, like that college. I don't know. I never went, but yeah. There is one in CIT.
It reminds me of that, just Christmas Day, but not in Christmas.
Yeah.
I wanted to the same kind of vibe, like
a
mad set right there. Good
sure it is.
Come on.
My good vibrations is I did my last exam today, and I'm just so happy.
Oh, brilliant!
That I do not have to get up in the morning and study. It's literally the worst part of my Saturday. Is I've had a great night recording the podcast, and then the next morning I know I have to study physiology and physics for a few hours. So I'm delighted to have a week off before I start placement. Not long, but it's at least
you're starting now in a week's time.
I will be starting.
That came around quick.
It did come very quick.
The last part of the show then, Miriam, the last part of the show is weekly whimsies. A weekly whimsy. So it's anything at all funny that happened to you during the week. It can be something you saw, something that happened to you that it just made you chuckle slightly, or by and large, anything at all humorous that you could share. And I'm saying words, kind of give it time to think. Funny,
really, I couldn't tell.
Yeah, nice. Anything at all.
Do you want to go first? I'm just trying to think now off the top of my head.
I'll go first. Yeah. I just recently discovered Boris Talk, and do you know what? I'm actually glad, because it's very entertaining. Because firstly, the first Boris TikTok that I saw, I actually thought it was a piss take. I thought it was like, a Little Britain sort of thing, taking him off. But then I actually realised, hold on a sec, this actually is Boris Johnson.
That's actually him.
It's actually him. He just comes out with the most random shite.
Just moments, is it? Or is it compilation? Is it kind of edited?
There's a few compilations, just him talking utter nonsense. He's a mad bastard. But in particular, the way he says a certain colour, and it's the colour of this guitar behind me. What would you call this guitar? What colour is it?
Blue.
I would also say blue.
Well, Boris would call it blue. So like he just really tightens his mouth, and they're like, Boris, what colour shampoo do you use? He's like, I really love my shampoo and it is blue. He really fucking bounces off the blue, and it's very entertaining. So now there's just loads of TikToks with him saying blue, and he surprisingly fits it into more conversations.
It's mad
than you expect.
the level of entertainment that we settle for, I think.
I know, yeah. Look, you have to see it. You have to
Boris Johnson saying blue, and that's what we're filling our days with. That's the highlight of our days.
Patrick?
Yeah,
so mine is interesting now, and it's not something hilarious that happened, right? But it's just something that I felt deserved to be in the show, because we don't have a specific segment for it, right? It was one of our friends' birthday last week, right?
It was.
And because of this, another friend of ours sent a message around to all of this person's friends from college, from the Whale Talk, from home, just saying, listen, you know, it's our big man's birthday. So I will give him a little shout out because, to be fair, he's the man behind the Paddy and fucking Darragh jingle title sequence.
He's the man behind all of our visual effects and stuff. He does our intros, he does our artwork. Mark Lombard.
Marky, well, he goes by many names. Mark Lombard, Wombo Lombo, Marky Joe, Joseph,
Morehouse.
Yeah,
he has a lot of titles. But a big happy birthday to Mark Lombard, who turned the big 21.
The big 2-1. And as a result of this big 2-1, the message was sent to all around the group. Give us a big birthday message or a big story of you and the man himself. And what he did was, along with a picture, he put it all into a handwritten card, like an accordion type card. So it's like pages all kind of folded up, and it rolls out. I don't know why I'm doing this. Rolls out.
Mind the mic.
And basically, we may have,
potentially,
we're not confirmed, we may have broken the Guinness Book of Records for longest birthday card ever. So there isn't this segment in the show for world record breaking updates, but I just felt like it's just so our group to break a world record on a Saturday night. You know?
So extra. Like this card is
phenomenal.
How long is it?
6.01 meters.
6.01 meters.
I think that's long.
What?
No, it's not.
Yeah, it's actually ridiculous.
Sorry, it's 3 of me.
It's 3 of Paddy. Paddy's massive.
Yeah,
it's a very big card. And we might put up a video of it on our Instas. Yeah, check it out.
Legend.
Check it out. Very cool. And Miriam, the weekly whimsy, our last one for the show.
So myself and my boyfriend went for a walk the other day, right? And my neighbour's dog, he always follows me because he's afraid of cats, right? I don't know if you've ever seen it on my Instagram, but if you say the word cat, or if you go psh, do you only do that to a cat? He goes crazy, like starts barking, right? So we were doing that, just like playing with him or whatever, and then the other neighbour's dog came out, another dog came out, and before we knew it, there was like 4 dogs like walking behind us, right? So this guy drove past and he was like, are you the van traps or what? No, it was like the 2 of us and like 4 dogs trailing behind us. Thought it was funny. Yeah.
Very good.
Super,
very good.
Yeah.
Do you know, before we wrap things up, it's just after coming into my head, Miriam. I remember, I think you either put up a story of you talking about it on TikTok or one or the other, something like that, about a time where you had a very, very enthusiastic fan who wanted to take a picture with you, only she thought you were a completely different TikToker and one of your friends, Nevo.
Yeah.
What happened there? What was the crack with that?
It was like a young girl, and there was like her and her other friend, I think. Oh my god, that happened that happened ages ago, and I forgot about that actually. And I think her friend was like, oh my god, she's on TikTok, and then the friend was like, oh my god, it's Nevo or whatever. So she was like, can we have a photo or whatever? And then Neve got a message being like, it was so nice to meet you today. And it was like a photo of me and the child or whatever. So and Neve was like, Miriam. And Neve was like, Miriam, I think this child like made a mistake or something. I don't know. So I messaged the child on Instagram, but she was like 11 or 12. I was like, hey, it was so nice to meet you today. And she was like, oh my god, was it you I met or was it Nevo I met? And I had to make a TikTok about it. It was funny.
So easy to make these mistakes.
Plot twist. Turns out to be the same child that was crying with the picture.
Yeah.
Thought it was Nevo. It's not happening again.
You love to hear these stories. Look, Miriam, it was wonderful having you on the show. Thank you so much for agreeing. I thoroughly enjoyed that, and I hope you enjoyed it as well. Just to let you know,
thanks a million for having me.
Going live next Friday, so it'll be on Spotify, be on YouTube, all the usual spots,
the bits and bobs,
and all our viewers and listeners, make sure that you like, subscribe, that you rate us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts, and make sure that you follow Miriam on all social media platforms too.
She's everywhere, boys. You cannot miss her. Listen, the hours will bleed away. You'll start watching her videos at 2 p.m. and you won't be finished till 11 in the PM.
Exactly. Lads, thank you for listening and watching. And Miriam, thanks for coming on.
Been a pleasure,
thanks
Miriam.
For having
always
me.
A pleasure, always a treat. That's a new tagline.
All
right, lads, take care. Good luck. See you soon.
It's the Darragh and Paddy Show.
Was it not? The Paddy and Darragh Show. I'm pretty sure we said the Darragh and Paddy Show.
Definitely. The Paddy and Darragh Show.
That's the one, alright.